How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John and I'll give you regular updates in the world of space and tech. And in this video we're going to be looking at the Artemis II wet dress rehearsal. In a recent press conference, a guy in the audience actually asked a question that honestly a lot of people at home are thinking. He basically says, why is information so hard to come by? And why are we not getting pictures or diagrams to understand what you're describing? Anyway, before I go further into what he asked, we'll let you watch what he actually said. Let's do this.
Operations of the crew module. We have some lessons learned from yesterday that we'll go in and address. But in terms of the big work that's left, it really is that contingency pad access and that FTS retest.
Thank you. Okay, Bill.
Bill Harvey, CBS. I think this is for Charlie. You mentioned the mini tanking, the hydrogen integrity test or whatever. You know, I think I'm speaking for a lot of reporters. We would not have known that was going on if we didn't ask somebody, which I don't understand. I mean, there's a lot of interest in all of this, and I don't understand why information is so hard to come by. I know you talk to us at these briefings and stuff, but it's like PAO doesn't have permission to tell us things. That's number one. If you can just address that, because you are the launch director. And secondly, the seals you mentioned. You have to realize none of us have ever seen a picture or a drawing. We don't know where they are in the tail service mask or how it butts up against the rocket. And so if you're trying to describe something like that, it really helps to have some detail. You don't have to give away company secrets and privacy. It's not ITAR. You need a picture. You need some kind of description to understand this. So where are the
We're
seals?
going to get you a picture.
Okay. Where are the seals? What did you see when you took the old seals out that made you confident new seals were going to fix that? And how are they arranged around the 8-inch and 4-inch? Are they separate with separate lines in a cavity, or are they separate cavities? How does that work? Sorry.
It's all good. So I'll take a shot at it, and then I'll, if John wants to add anything to it, I'll hand it over to him. So, and we can absolutely get you some pictures to help out with it. But you have two different lines that go into the plate that forms the interface between the flight vehicle and the ground. And those plates come together, and there are two. If you're looking at that live shot at the pad, you'll see those two. There's two hoses that come off of the back of that plate, two flex hoses. One is 8-inch. It's for your fill and drain. The other is your 4-inch, which is your bleed. Inside of that plate cavity, there's a seal that goes around where that interface mates together. Pretty simple looking seal. And so what we did is that we went in and we changed both of those out. In terms of findings, we didn't have any significant findings when we went into the cavity. It wasn't like we saw something where we had a significant blemish on the seal and we thought this is absolutely, the root cause or the witness to the leakage that we saw. But the team worked through the data. What we did find was seemed to be, after we removed the seal, there was a little bit of moisture in that 8-inch area. Where it came from, I'm not entirely sure, but we found some moisture there, and certainly when you get cryogenic temperatures going through there, you can have some freezing, and that can cause an issue. We also found that there was a little bit on the 4-inch, there was a little bit of scratches on there, which we very easily buffed out. Again, it's not indicative of the kind of leak that we saw during wet dress number 1, the scratches that we experienced. So when we closed up that cavity, we didn't have one thing that we could point to where we said this was absolutely it. We had a number of contributing things, but certainly changing out the seals addressed the problem because we had absolutely incredible performance yesterday.
And just real quick, during pressurization, during the last 10 minutes when you pressed the tank and that leak rate shot up during WDR1, how did it do this time?
The maximum leak rate, let me get that for you because I knew you would ask me. It was like 1.6%, 1.5% was the highest that we saw, which is really pretty impressive because if you recall during Artemis I, even on our launch attempt, we saw about 6% in that cavity.
All right, we'll take one more in the room. Will?
I'm going to be honest here. He does have a very good point. When NASA says things like 8-inch seal, 4-inch seal, and plate cavity, plus quick connect interface, that makes perfect sense to engineers. But to most people watching, it's just words. And here's the key. If you don't show people what you're talking about, the public are going to fill the gaps. And when people fill the gaps, that's when you get bad takes like, they're hiding something, it's all secret, they don't know what's really going on. But most of that is nonsense, because NASA makes it easier for nonsense to spread when they don't actually give you visuals to show what's actually going wrong with the rocket. And the funniest part is NASA's response. The launch director basically goes, "I'll get you a picture," then everyone laughs. But that's actually a big moment because it shows NASA knows the point is fair. Visuals really help people trust and understand the story. And this matters because Artemis is very expensive. It's a high profile mission and it relies on public support. If the public can't follow what's happening, the mission becomes very easy to attack politically or online. NASA doesn't need to overshare, but they do need to do a better job of helping normal people understand basic things like where a leak happens, what the seal is, what quick disconnect even looks like, why the fix worked. So here's the thing, NASA doesn't need to give away trade secrets, because you obviously don't want the Chinese to know what they're up to, because they can take those ideas and put them on their own rocket. But if you want people to trust you, you've got to help them see it and not just hear it. So having a little bit more detail would really help the general public to understand the delays that they're having. We respect everything that they're doing, but I think just a little bit more open, a bit more transparency. And then we'll be like, yeah, okay, we totally understand that. But I feel like sometimes we're in the dark. And I get this, trade secrets and all that, but yeah, that's just my simple take on this. What do you think? Put your ideas in the comments below. And that's it for now, guys. Thanks again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll catch up with you in the next one. Take care.